Today again we are meeting here and today's topic, because today we don't have any translator, so I will take the topic which you can easily understand and in English, and if you have any questions you can ask me question at last, and also there is a possibility for the online people to ask your question in the link in the chat. So today we are talking about the Reinigung process. Okay, I speak bisschen Deutsch, so sometime I'll mix my language, okay, English and German. So today's topic is like the cleaning process in Ayurveda. So Ayurveda mainly speaks about the treatment process in Ayurveda. Says okay, there are two aspects, and the first aspect we say that is shodhana, that is the cleaning, and second aspect that is the shamana, that is we can say shamana is like suppressing, or you can see that is the palliation. But Ayurveda always says that this first aspect, this cleaning or the Reinigung process, that is more important than that of the palliation. Because it says that when you suppress or when you palliate something, then there is a always chance that later half or sometime when it gets the opportunity, then it can come up. So Ayurveda always speaks about the cleaning process. It always gives importance to the shodhana. Okay, so and when we talk about the shodhana, then in Ayurveda the shodhana process is based on the tridosha. I think every one of you maybe you know about the dosha, like vata, pitta and kapha, because we say like when a child born, he born with a basic proportion of these three doshas. What is the proportion of the vata and the proportion of the pitta and the proportion of the kapha? That is what we know, that is our body type or prakriti. But based on people's lifestyle, many things happen in the different stages of the life. What we are eating and what kind of thought process we have and what kind of work and what kind of environment we are. And according to that, our body type, you can say that prakriti or if we speak more simple way, then we say the proportion of the doshas, like the proportion of the vata, pitta or kapha, it changes. And when this proportion changes, then we say that it's a vikriti. And to show vikriti in the body, there are certain signs and symptoms. So that is in Ayurveda known as Pura Rupa. Like if it is earlier symptom, we say that is the Pura Rupa. And when there are late symptoms, then we say these are the Lakshana, means like now the exact symptoms or signs. We can say these are the Rupa, these are the Lakshana of a certain disorder or certain kind of deformity or imbalance of the doshas, or you can say these bioenergies. So based on the what kind of energy is imbalance, either it's a vata imbalance, either it's a pitta imbalance, or either it's a kapha imbalance, we can have a certain kind of cleaning processes which are mentioned in Ayurveda. Just for example, for vata, it is mentioned like this einlaufen or enema treatment. It is said that for the vata, einlaufen is the best. And what kind of einlaufen or what kind of enema treatment? So based on person to person, it can be maybe in some person they need maybe only for like 3 basti treatment or 3 einlaufen treatment. Some person can have maybe 7, 8, some person can have 15, some person can have 30. So different names are also given to these different forms of basti treatment, or you can say the einlaufen treatment in Ayurveda. But basically it is mostly related with the vata balancing or pacifying, how to balance the vata. And in this einlaufen treatment again, they divided this einlaufen treatment again of like 2 types. So this is first is einlaufen, this is cleaning or this basti, and then again this basti treatment is again of 2 types. One we say so it is a Reinigung process, but inside the Reinigung process again 2 types of this cleaning. First we say that is anuvasan, like in which we give first the body has to get little bit oleation. So for that purpose we use some kind of oils. in Ayurveda we have many oils. So for example, Mahanaran Telam, or you can say Dashmul Telam, or we can say Bala Telam. So these are some of the common oil which we generally use for that purpose. So before giving the real cleaning in which everything in the stomach is get clean, the first or starting point is always start with this kind of the anuvasana, like oil. Okay, so that is first step, like oil and laufen. So for better understanding, I will say this is just oil and laufen. So we start with this oil and laufen. The process of going for this Basti treatment is like first einlaufen with the oil, and then second with the Kreuter. Third again with the oil, fourth with the Kreuter. So similarly, if a person is going to get like 8, if we decide, okay, this person needs 8 einlaufen treatment, then 1, third, then 5th, and 7th. There are 4. So in that, there will be 4 oil einlaufen and there will be 4 Kreuter einlaufen. So, and it has different, you can say, effect. We say for the vata, the oil is work as a palliation. So it means when we are doing these two kinds of einlaufen, so one einlaufen is totally cleaning, that is with the Kreuter. So one side we are cleaning, that is also in Ayurveda or in Sanskrit it is known as a Shodhana. So one side totally cleaning, and if little bit remains, for that the palliation or the Shodhana. So that is the benefit of doing both the things together simultaneously, like one side with the oil and one side with the Kreuter. That's why in Ayurveda it is mentioned as that we do the Basti treatment or Einlaufen treatment in a set. So if somebody is doing only with the oil, that is also not good. And if somebody is going for this kind of only Kreuter based Einlaufen, that is also needs good. You know, so there are certain preparation actually when we are doing this Kreuter based Einlaufen, there also we use oil. Just for example, like when we are making a decoction with the herbs, and then we also use some Himalaya salt and then some paste of the herbs. Instead, and still we are also putting some oil also inside, you know. So oil is always there together in the complete cleaning one also, and the other one which is more like is we can say palliative form. Okay, so that is the Reinigung process for Vata. But this oil here we are taking only in the form of the Reinigung for the Enlaufen. Other ways like how other you can use this oil. This oil, another way of using this oil can be in the form of drinking. Okay, so some people they can also they can take some oil for drinking. For example, this flaxseed oil. You know, flaxseed oil can be used to drink. You know, so it can be drink with the help of the warm water, or it can be taken also in the meal. Okay, so that is quite effective when you do this oleation. Like we say, this is internal oleation. And same time, for external oleation, it is good to do some abhyanga, or you can say some kind of oiling on the external part of the body. So if a person who wants to balance his vata, or you can say for the vata balancing or for vata reinigung, the best thing will be external oleation with the help of abhyanga, then internal oleation in the form of drinking the oils, and also the third one is Einlaufen. So if some person is going through vata imbalances, and then we plan for that person a kind of treatment based on this external applications and then oleation through drinking, and also then this cleaning process to Einlaufen, this alternate basis, that is best to balance or pacify the vata in a person in whose the vata is imbalanced. Okay, and here in Deutschland, many people, viele Leute, they are suffering from a lot of vata imbalances, you know, because vata brings different kinds of imbalance, not only on the physical level, but also in the mental level. And because of the lifestyle here and the kind of you can say social living standards. People, they mostly, I think, in their as they became youth, they left their family. They mostly live alone. So not all the times are, you can say, they can have togetherness with the family. And when a person is living more aligned, then there is more thought going on in the mind. A person thinks a lot, and when you are thinking a lot, we say this vata is imbalanced. And sometimes when vata is imbalanced, then also you thought a lot. Mind cannot be concentrated, you know. So vata, it means that the vata needs to be balanced in that case. So sometimes just for balancing, a kind of oil massage, warm oil massage, or maybe increasing a little bit oil or oleation in your food, it can help. And sometimes when it increases more, then maybe you need to go for some kind of treatments, you know. So as I was talking about some of the signs and symptoms, so there can be many, but some common is like people can have more like of this constipation, like, you know, like they cannot go to toilet, or the time of the stool gang or toilet, it can be changeable, maybe sometime going in the morning, sometime going in the next day, or maybe in the afternoon. So these are some of the basic signs that this person need a vata cleaning treatment, you know, not for the all the complete panchakarma process, which has also different treatment, you can say, based on the individual person. But if a person, if we see, okay, this person has only vata imbalance, then that person can also go for a completely vata cleaning processes. Okay, so this is about vata. Now comes with the pitta. So pitta Reinigung process is mainly in Ayurveda we say virechana, that is to make a person dushfal. Dushfal how? Or to make a person go for making a kind, we say purgation, you know. So in that, for making a person to purgation or to make a diarrhea, we give some kind of Kreuters. You know, we have some mixtures in Ayurveda. For example, we have this nishot or amaltas. These are some of the, you can say, some middle carb, mesocarp of a fruit, middle fleshy part of that amaltas. It is used in the form of, like you can say, pulp of the fruit is used. And also trifla. Here, I think in Deutschland, everyone knows about trifla. Trifla can be also used for making a person a purgation. But in that case, for the pitta cleaning, the amount of trifla, it is much higher. Or the amount of trifla, it can be taken in the form of tea, not like just normal as we take 2 gram, 3 gram, or half teaspoonful. So to make a person purgation, we have to make at least 15 gram to 20 grams. So it's a lot, almost more than 2.5 spoonful of trifla pulver. You know, it needs to be taken to the person. Of course, before that, there needs to be a kind of internal oleation, because without oleation, we always say the Kreuter, whatever we are taking, it doesn't work properly. So for making a person virechana or purgation for the pitta glands, pitta cleaning, of course, there also need to be a oleation. So in Ayurveda, we say, okay, normally we say if it is not 100% vegan, then we say the ghee is best. But if we are following the vegan Ayurveda, then there are other options which can be also taken for balancing. For example, we can also use here again this flaxseed oil, and again people can also use this sesame seed oil, and also this moringa oil, which is new, but it has also many benefits. So if we are going more with the, we want to go with the more with the vegan, then the best would be we can use these 3 substitutes. They are the flaxseed oil, this moringa oil, and sesame seed oil. They can be taken for people for internal oleation, you know. So first we go with the internal oleation. It can be, this internal oleation can be from 3 days up to 7 days, you know. From person to person, it varies. Some person, they can have this internal oleation early. In some cases, this internal oleation, it can take a little bit more time. So now question arises that how we will get to know that whether this person has the internal oleation properly done. So the sign is like when a person's body or the face starts shining, like when somebody is taking this oleation, like oil inside the body, and you see that the forehead starts shining, the skin in the skin starts shining, and same time there's a you also feel that there's some drops of or maybe some kind of the oleation is also in the stool in the toilet. Then there's a sign that now the body and the person's stool is more like semi-solid, not like hard, you know. So that is a sign that now the person's body is properly oleated. It's not like, but until or unless if a person has this fast stool, or you can say the constipated stool, it means still that person need more oleation, more internal oleation, you know. So for purgation also, internal oleation is must. So first, internal oleation. If a person can do the external oleation, that is much more better. It will be more helpful anyway, you know. And afterwards, in a certain day, that person needs to go for this purgation. For that, at night we give enough amount of triphala, either making a tea, like 1 glass full of tea with the triphala, or either with this powder, which should be taken with the warm water, you know. There can be some other things which helpful during this purgation, like the resins, Rosinen, we say here in Deutschland, Rosinen. Rosinen, they are very good, you can say, assistant. Rosinens are, they assist during the process of this purgation or virechana. So if a person is taking this triphala decoction, and together with that, that person is also taking this around 20 gram to 30 gram of Rosinen, it helps to clean, and especially we say cleaning, especially for the pitta, you know. And in Ayurveda, pitta can be correlated, somehow related with the bile also. And somehow it is also related with our liver, because liver in Ayurveda is a pitta organ. So when we talk about the pitta cleaning, so somehow it is also cleaning our liver. So for liver, there is another herb also mentioned, that is kutiki. Okay, kutiki, that is Picrorhiza kurora. So this kutiki, which is very bitter in the taste, but this is also very good for cleaning the liver, you know. So when we do this pitta virechana with the kutki, it actually clean the liver also. This channel related with the liver, like our hepatic duct and our CBD, you know, common bile duct. So somehow it is also cleaning, and if some persons this bile is obstruct because this tube is clean, so then this bile will move freely from this tube, you know. And sometime during this cleaning, if there is some sludge or some small stones which are obstructed in CBD, in common bile duct, they can also remove through this tool, you know. So this liver cleaning in the form of pitta cleaning is also very helpful to maintain a healthy life, you know. And the third one, now after the pitta cleaning, we comes to the, there are one point in the pitta cleaning actually. We can also do this pitta cleaning with the resinous oil, which is also easily available here in Deutschland, resinous oil, you know. The resinous oil, each person, they need around 20 ml to 25 ml. Only thing with the resinous oil is like it works a little bit faster. Like if you take it now, then within next 4 to 5 hours, everything will clean up. Or maybe if you are taking night time, maybe then whole night after within 4 to 5 hours, maybe you have to go every 30 minutes or 1 hour, you go maybe 5, 6, 7 times, person to person, based on their individual body type, it differs, you know. But it will happen, it will clean everything, it works properly, and it works fast. And especially if somebody is doing good oleation, then it works more faster. So whenever we do Panchakarma here, and because we are giving Panchakarma treatment, of course, here in Yoga Vidya, so especially in groups, so many times we have many people in our group, and then they speak, okay, some person go to, when they get to this Virechana treatment, so some person even in 3 hours, some 4 hours, some person have maybe 10 times, some person said, okay, I have only 3 times. So person to person, even you give the same amount, but based on the individual person's prakriti or their body type, constitution, each person can have different kinds of pitta cleaning. But it happens. It will happen to always. It will happen. but some person have more, some person a little bit less. Okay, so this is for the cleaning process for the pitta. Now comes the third one, that is the kapha. So many people here also they have problem with the kapha balance, kapha you can say imbalance, and that is because of the cold weather here. It's like more cold and more windy, I would say, because I'm coming from India and I feel for me it's more cold here. Now at the moment I think weather is okay, but most of times it's more cold. What I feel. So during the cold times and when the continuously the raindrops are coming, maybe now in June now it is like more rainy here, and then during the autumn season also. During autumn season also when it is like the moisture, or you can say there's this light drizzle coming and then going, and there's a mist in the air. During that time, this kapha actually accumulated, and the later half, the time for this kapha to make more symptom, we say that is the springtime or the fruiting time, when the many new flowers comes, new blooming comes, and then this pollen allergy. So we say in Ayurveda, it's not mentioned as a pollen allergy; it is mentioned as a kapha imbalance. So many people who has this trouble during this season of the spring, it is mainly we say related with the kapha imbalance. So that is actually also the perfect time for the cleaning for the kapha. So kapha reinigung. So for kapha reinigung, the best treatment is like we say emesis or the vomiting, vomana. If we say in Sanskrit, that is a vomana, or to make a person abrasion, abrasion, to make a person vomit, abrasion. So this treatment, and normally in Ayurveda, it is done with the help of madan phala. Madan phala is a kind of kreuter in Ayurveda, and we give a kind of paste out of this madan phala, and we give this paste to the person, and then after taking this, the person can have a lot of vomiting. But there are some other simple ways also of doing this kind of vomiting, or maybe you can say this kunjal. We can also do it in the form of kunja. Only difference is like if you drink a little bit of this sus halls, like sus halls. I hope people know here the sus halls. Yeah, sweet wood, that is sus halls. That is in Ayurveda we say that is a yasti madhu. So we can have some kind of tea. We can make a tea of this sus halls or this yasti madhu, Glycyrrhiza glabra, and this tea can be taken first. 1 glass of this tea, not too much. And after taking this 1 glass of this tea with this Glycyrrhiza glabra, then you can drink 2 liters of warm water with Bisson salts inside. Okay, one time, not like stopping and then drinking slowly. No. First, this 1 glass of Sushol's tea, and then 2 liter warm water with salts, drinking one time together. And after that, going to the toilet, you need to use your 2 fingers and put 2 fingers backside. If you know the kunjal, it's simple kunjal now. On the root of the tongue, upper body, 45-degree angle, everything will clean up. It will clean up the body. And if it is not coming, then maybe you need to drink a little bit more and wait. And if you just give a little bit this clockwise direction movement of your stomach or your bowel, then it will clean the upper part. And first, what the thing will come? First, the things from the stomach will come, But because it is a reflux, so together with the reflux function, the mucus from the from your bronchus, it also comes out, as a reflux. So it cleanses not only the upper stomach, but also the upper part of the thorax. And that is the place for the kapha, which gets imbalance. Okay, so this abrasion is a cleaning process for the kapha. In Ayurveda, it is also mentioned like the palliation. What is the palliation for the kapha? It is mentioned like the honey. But if you are a vegan and you still want to have some substitute, maybe in some cases when there is no honey, then you can have some kind of, you can say, this jaggery with bishan trikatu, it's a kind of mixture of some herb, like with the black pepper, then long pepper, and then bishan ingwa pulver. So this can be mixed in this jaggery and then making it tea out of it. So jaggery and then this tricketu, like black pepper, long pepper, and this dry ingwa pulver. So you can make a tea together with this, 1 glass, and this can be drinken, and that is like a palliation. It will work as a palliation. Okay, so you have both kind of you can say cleaning. One time like is a complete abrasion, and then also taking a tea, because especially for those persons who are vegan, they can have this kind of cleaning processes. Okay, so these are the three main cleaning process which are mentioned in Ayurveda for based on the Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. And apart from that, there is also another cleaning process which is mentioned in Ayurveda, that is known as Rakta Mokshana. So Rakta Mokshana is like bloodletting, and this Rakta Mokshana is mentioned in the form of, there are either in the form of direct Rakta Mokshana, like bloodletting from the especially from the veins, and that is known as Shiraved. Shiraved means like veiny puncture. So by veiny puncture, you take the blood out from the body. That is a direct process. An indirect way of that is with the help of blood eagle. So that is also mentioned in Ayurveda. So blood eagle is a like, I hope you know the blood eagle, yeah? Blood eagle, there is a leech. So in Ayurveda also mentioned, like if there's a, you found if a person has like a big, some places, sometimes people can have some kind of abscess formation. And so when this abscess or a boil in the starting phase, not going to the next level, when we say there is more chronic inflammation or suppuration, so I will say more scientifically, when it is acute inflammation, the starting stage of a abscess or the boil, in that case, if you use the blood eagle over there, it will subside quickly, and the person do not need to take any other medicament for that, So because Ayurveda says this abscess or the boil, it is because of this disturbance in the blood. We say this is because of impurity in the blood. So if we are somehow we are able to take this blood away or to remove from that part, and for what is the best way to remove from that part? We say that is a blood eagle. Ayurveda says blood eagle is best to remove that impurity. Even though blood eagle nowadays also used in many other places because it has many benefits, especially for the arthrosis. Many people who has this arthritis on the knees, and because of that, lot of pain. So this blood eagle can also useful there because it relieves the pain very much. So people can, and so that is also a matter of research, but it is happening. So this blood eagle, they helped to clean the blood, we say. So this is for the cleaning of the blood, either with the direct venipuncture, where we do Shiraved or venipuncture, and either with the help of this blood eagle. And then there is also another way of cleaning this blood, and that is known as, we say, this is Shranga or Alabu. So Shranga is like a, we say this animal's horn, like, some buffalo, they have some horn like this. So what is done there actually, with the help of some kind of instruments which are mentioned in Ayurveda, just for example, trikurchak, or with maybe some needles. If there's a special pain area somewhere, just for maybe example, I have a pain here. So we used to do many needles here, needling like this way, or with this trikurchak yantra, just do like one like line over here. And then this horn, it should be placed over here by creating some kind of vacuum here. We create some kind of vacuum here by placing some candle. This is a special technique, but it is done in Ayurveda. So this is by creating a vacuum here, we use some kind of you can say the horn, so that is a Shranga. And when we use some kind of you can say with some just for example, another vegetable, yeah, it comes from one vegetable, that is lapha or lonki in I would say in Hindi is a lonki, a kind of variety of this cucurbitaceae. So in that plant also it make a kind of hole, and that can be also placed over there, and then it is known as alabu. So these are the three way, how we can use how we can clean the blood from an area which is which we thought, or which Ayurveda thought that it is uncleaned because of the impure blood. Okay, so to clean the blood from a localized area, we use either the blue eagle, either this horn of animal, or either this vegetable outer covering, which is lapha, you know. And then this venipuncture, which is used for when there's impurities in the blood throughout the body. So these are the basic cleaning process in Ayurveda for the vata, for the pitta, and for kapha, and also for the rakta. So in Ayurveda it is mentioned like if a person's vata, pitta, kapha, and rakta, when they are clean, when they are regular, or a person who is going for a regularly cleaning of these four aspects, we say also these four energy or four doshas, then a person can live healthy up to 100 years. Even though there are certain obstacles comes time to time, but if a person who is wise enough and go for regular healing, regular cleaning processes, person can remain more healthy for a long time, you know. So this was our topic for today. So now we are open for questions. So first, if you have any questions, you can ask me questions, and then if there is any questions on the chat, then you can also ask that. Anything which you don't understand? Because I hope you understand, because I was speaking a little bit fast, I think, in English. Because today we don't have our translator. I think she is sick somehow. Any questions? Or alles klar, everything's clear to you. Yes? Yes, online, do we have any questions here? No? Okay. So thank you very much for listening for today's lecture, and see you next time again then with some other topics. Thank you. Oh.